I'm going to be matchmaking every single winner and main card fighter that fought on UFC 329, and also every single fighter that fought at the White House, starting with Alessandro Costa, who's coming off of a round 2 submission against Cody Durden. He looked great in that fight, and I think he's ranked now in the top 15. Also ranked, coming off a win, is Mitch Raposo. These guys are both pretty good. I think they are both ranked worthy, but at the same time, it's kind of weird seeing them both in the rankings, especially Mitch Raposo. He was coming off 2 losses, and then I think he just got a win streak now and became ranked from it. But one of those wins is against Alan Nascimento, which is a really good win. So I think they both deserve to be in the rankings, but I think if you made this matchup next, the winner would 100% be deserving of a top 10 spot, looking for big matchups next. Moving on to Ryan Gandra. He got the round 1 KO against Zachary Reese. Easy fight. I think they should cut Zachary Reese after that. He just keeps losing, and I don't think he's that good. But for the matchup for Gandra, I want to give him Azamat Bekoev. This is a sick fight. I love Bekoev, but lately he's on a 2-fight losing streak right now against Yusri Belgarui, which isn't a bad loss, but Tresean Gore is a pretty bad loss to me. I don't think that's I feel like he should have easily won that fight, so this could be a good comeback fight for Bekoev. We haven't seen too much from Gandra, but we could also see Gandra get an easy KO over Bekoev and become an actual prospect, and then we can give him some big matchups after this. I think Costa would win this matchup. Right now I think Bekoev would win this matchup, but I could see Gandra getting it done. Moving on, I think Basharat and Ethan Ewing, I think that fight should just get rebooked. Basharat had a close win against, I can't think of the guy's name. I think it was something Garza, but he was really, really good. Super close fight on a short notice debut. I hope he fights again. But Ethan Ewing, if that was him, if he didn't pull out him on a full camp, not short notice, I feel like he would have TKO'd Basharat in the first or second round. And I want to see them make that fight again. I feel like Ethan Ewing could easily win that fight. He would be ranked from it, and it would be a great win for him. Moving on to Penis, my boy, Penis. So, I actually couldn't think of I couldn't decide who I wanted him to fight. Originally, I had the Dawkins fight for him because I think that would be a fun fight, but I also feel like that's a decent step up in competition. Like, it might be too fast of a step up in competition. So, if that's too big of a step up, I would just give him the Kelvin Gastelum fight, which is also a decent fight to give him, but I think the Kyle Dawkins matchup would be really fun. I think he beats both of these guys. I think he knocks them both out. We all love Penis. He got the knockout, of course, and my whole house was screaming. They were all loving it. Wang Kong. This was my first loss of the night, and I switched it during my prediction video. I should have just stuck with Wang Kong because I would have only had one loss the entire card. But she looked good. She dominated Tracy Cortez, and I would love to see her fight Rose Namajunas next. I don't know who would win this. I think 3 rounds I would probably give Kong, but I think 5 rounds Rose would probably take it. But this would be a sick fight on the feet. It would be really entertaining, and I would love to see this next. If Wang Kong could get the win, she would be talking about like a top 5 matchup, looking for a title fight. Not title fight, but like a number 1 contender match kind of thing. So that would be a really fun fight for her, a really big fight for her. Moving on to Luke Riley. Easy first round KO. He's been doing great in the UFC. I want to see him fight Andre Fili. Another fun fight would be Morgan Charrier. They're going to be going to Paris, I think, in September. So I'm sure Luke Riley and Morgan Charrier would both want to get on that card, so they could do that fight. But Andre Fili, I think, would be a better fight. It's just bigger name, bigger matchup. And if he wins this, which I think he would, it would be time to see Luke Riley fight somebody ranked. So that would be a sick fight. Moving on to Adrian Yanez. Got the KO over Cody Garbrandt. I think he's been looking decent. His fight against Ricky Simone, he definitely should have won. And I think if he would have won that, he'd be on a 3-fight win streak right now, which is pretty good, and they're all against decent opponents. I think Jakub Wiklax would be a sick fight next, and the winner of this should get somebody ranked. like Marcus McGee or something. I think that lineup of opponents would be really good. I don't know who would win this fight. I don't know how good Yanez's grappling is, but I could probably see Yanez outstriking Jakob in this fight. Moving on to Gable Stevenson. I think we shouldn't jump the gun with him. He had a good performance, but it was also pretty scary, and it was against a not good fighter. So I think we should try and build his confidence a bit. Don't give him Curtis Blades. Don't give him Tybura. Don't give him like a huge step up. I think this is the fight to give him. This was Josh Hokett's debut or his second fight in the UFC, I think, and he dominated him. Freeman didn't land a single punch in the entire fight. And yeah, I think that would be a good fight for Gable to take. Easy fight for him, build his confidence a bit more, and then we could give him, not ranked yet still after that, but somebody that's actually like a decent step up of competition at heavyweight. But yeah, for now I think Denzel Freeman is the fight. Easy win. Moving on to Robert Whittaker versus Dominic Reyes. This would be a sick fight. This is one of the ones that I was hoping he would debut against. I also had Krylov up there, but even Krylov was a risky fight. But Whittaker looked good. He looked a little bit like Kelvin Gastelum in there, not gonna lie. But he definitely looked better than I thought he would at light heavyweight. And hopefully he can fill into that weight class a bit more. Moving on, and then against Reyes, he'd probably look a bit better. But his first fight at light heavyweight, I don't think he looked too good. I know he's mad at the commentary for like dissing on him a lot, but I agree with the commentary. I think he looked big in there, a little bit fat, but I think he'll fill out better in his next fight. Like if he stays at light heavyweight, he'll look better in his next fight, hopefully. But he doesn't look anything like Jamal Hill at heavyweight, which is good. But this fight I think would be good for Whittaker. You know, another chinny light heavyweight that he can knock out and build a name for himself at light heavyweight. But Reyes could catch him. This is another one just like Nikita Krylov, that they're both dangerous early on and they could land some big shots, but I think Whittaker would get it done eventually by KO. Moving on to Terrence McKinney. Now the reason I have 3 names here is because I originally put him against Chris Padilla. I think that would be a sick fight. But then I seen a post saying that he's moving up to welterweight. I don't know how true that is, so if it isn't true and he's staying at lightweight, I want to see the Chris Padilla fight. But if it is true and he's going to welterweight, I would like to see him take on the loser of Chidi Njokuani and Jeff Neal. They might be a little too high ranked at welterweight for him, but I feel like McKinney's always fought pretty decently close to the rankings, and the loser of that will be a perfect spot for him. If it's Jeff Neal, that could be an easy fight for McKinney. I could see McKinney chinning Jeff Neal in the first round, just the same way he knocks out everybody. I could see him doing that to Jeff Neal. And then he would instantly be in a good spot, like top 25, top 30 at welterweight. And he would be looking for big names outside the rankings like Neil Magny and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I think if he stays at lightweight, Chris Padilla is a good fight. If he wants to go to welterweight, the loser of this would be a fucking absolute banger. Chidi versus McKinney. That's a fight I never thought I would see, but it would be a sick fight nevertheless. So yeah, Terrence McKinney against any of those 3. Bobby Green taking on Michael Chandler. I know a lot of people want the McGregor versus Chandler fight. I don't think McGregor should ever fight again. Like, I know he's saying he wants to come back, and he probably will come back. He made so much money off of like a 7-second fight. So he'll probably come back, and if he does, it's against Chandler. But I don't think he should come back. He took 5 years off of time and then came back and like snapped his leg. So I don't think he should come back. But this isn't about McGregor. This is about King Green. He's been looking so good lately. He called up Dan Hooker. That's a sick fight, but I don't think he should get it. I don't think he should be getting a ranked opponent right now. I'm pretty sure Chandler's out of the rankings. He should be. If he's not, then whatever. This is still a fun fight. I don't really care. I think Bobby Green beats the shit out of Chandler, and then he would take his ranking spot if he is ranked, but if not, then he would be on a 5-fight winning streak, and we would have to give Bobby Green a big matchup. We would have to give him somebody ranked after that, I think. So this is a big fight for King Green. Not a big fight for Chandler, I don't think. But Chandler doesn't need big fights anymore. Moving on to Lonnie Kavanaugh, my GOAT. That was a sad performance. No, it wasn't. It was a great performance. It was just a sad result. But I love Brandon Royval too, so I couldn't complain. That was a great fight. And I think this would be another great fight. Steve Erceg has had a similar career to Lonnie, where he got stepped up on super short notice and did really good. And now he's kind of in that realm where, we can't really do Lonnie versus another rising prospect. We got to do him versus big names because he beat Moreno. He did super good against Royval. So I think Erceg would be a sick fight. I know Erceg's fighting Ramazan Temirov, I think, next weekend. And I think if he wins or if he loses that, you can make this fight next. So that would be a good fight. If he wins, you could also put him up against Brandon Royval, because that's another fighter that Royval hasn't fought at flyweight. But the only other person that he hasn't fought at flyweight would be Asu Amabayev, who I think he called out. This would be a sick fight. Him versus Asu Amabayev would be great. Him versus Kyoji Horiguchi would be great, but I kind of want to see Kyoji fight Tatsuro Taira. That's the only reason I didn't make that matchup. And the reason Corey's here is because I want to see Royval move up to bantamweight. A few months ago, when Pantoja was champ, it looked like Royval was never going to get the belt again. He already had fights with Moreno. He had fights with Pantoja that he lost. And then he lost to Kopp, and it just started looking like his title aspirations were gone. But he's coming off a big win against Lonnie. He's in the top 3. He has the win over Taira. There was something else. Oh, yeah, he had a super close fight with Joshua Van, who's the champion. So a rematch with that. It was fight of the year. A rematch, nobody would complain. So there is a lot of options for Royval at flyweight. But if he were to have lost this fight, I really want to see him go to bantamweight and fight Corey. So I know he still has a chance at flyweight, and he still believes in himself at flyweight, and I still believe in him at flyweight too. But I do eventually want to see him make that move up to bantamweight and fight Corey Sandhagen. So this fight would be sick no matter what it is. If it's Asu at flyweight, if it's Erceg at bantamweight, I don't really care where he goes with his career. This would be a great fight. Moving on to Mario Bautista. Now, he looked great, and I know this fight doesn't really make too much sense, but the only other fight for Mario that makes sense would be Merab. And I think Merab should get the title shot. So this is the only fight to make. Peyton Tabit, everyone's ducking Peyton Tabit. No one will fight him for some reason. And I think Mario would be that guy that would step up and be like, I'm not waiting around for a title shot. I'm not just going to sit here and not fight. I'll fight Peyton if I have to. I'll prove myself. So I feel like he would take the Peyton Tabit matchup out of anyone. Other than that, the only matchup for him right now is Merab. He's lost to Umar. Him and O'Malley won't fight each other. And I really think he shouldn't be fighting anywhere lower than that. He's top 4. He just beat Corey, I think, who's number 5. Unless Corey fell down a bit. He probably did. But still, Mario, he's beaten everyone below him. He's lost to everyone above him, or he won't fight them. The only fight that makes sense is Mario versus Merab, which I don't want to see. I want to see Merab fight for the belt. So this fight is a perfect fight. If Mario wins, he's taking a big, unnecessary challenge, and he'll prove himself there. He deserves a title shot if he wins this fight. Peyton Tabit, if he wins this, that would be a huge win. He'd be putting himself up there with names like Umar, and I don't even know who else has beat Mario, really, so he would be putting himself in the top 3, top 5 easily. So that would be a big win for Peyton. It's kind of an unnecessary fight for Mario, but I feel like if anyone's going to take the Peyton fight, it would be him. So shout out to Mario Bautista. He's a dog, and he would take this fight. Benoit Saint Denis should fight the winner of Quillin and Gamrot. I think Benoit versus Gamrot would be a banger fight. But especially after seeing how bad Benoit is at grappling other grapplers, I feel like Gamrot would do unspeakable things to Benoit. But Benoit versus Quillin would be a fun fight. I think Quillin might lose to Gamrot, unfortunately. But if he can somehow surprise us all and beat Gamrot, especially if it's by finish, he probably deserves a better fight than the Benoit fight. But it would still be a sick fight, I think. I feel like if Quillin can get one over Gamrot and then beat Benoit, he would be instantly talking about a top 5 matchup. So that would be a sick fight for Quillen. Benoit, both of these fights are winnable for him, but I feel like he would lose them both. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he would lose both these matchups, unfortunately for him. Paddy Pimblett, there's only one fight to make, and it's Ilia Topuria. This is one of the biggest fights we could make in the UFC right now. It's sick. Like, if you would have told me 6 months ago that this is the next fight, I would have laughed in your face. If you would have told me 2 months ago that this was the next fight, nobody would have believed you. But this is the next fight. It has to happen, and it's a close fight. But I think Ilya is going to beat Paddy. I think Ilya knocks him out. But Scousers don't get knocked out, so this could be an interesting matchup. Paddy could just darce Ilya in round 1, which would be insane. But I think Ilia Topuria would knock him out. But yeah, get this in November, Madison Square Garden this year. That would be awesome. It's probably going to be next year if they do end up doing the fight, but I want that to be this year. It would be a banger. Moving on to McGregor. Again, like I said, I don't think he should ever fight again. He took 5 years off because of his leg, instantly came back and snapped it in 5 seconds. I don't think he should, I'm not going to be excited for his next fight. It's going to happen the same way, exactly the same thing. So I know he probably will fight, because he has a fight on his contract left, and he's been talking about how much he wants to come back and this and that. So he might do the Holloway trilogy, but if he does come back, there's only one dude on my mind. I think he has to fight Michael Chandler. And then you could just give Bobby Green literally whoever, because it would be a fun fight no matter what. But yeah, so McGregor, I don't think he should fight ever again. If he does come back, it should be against Michael Chandler. Moving on, Max Holloway versus Rufy would be a banger. This was the backup. This should have been the fight originally because McGregor didn't do anything. And yeah, Rufy deserves it from being the backup. Holloway, he's coming off the loss to Oliveira, and then this isn't really a win. So he's still kind of in a weird spot in his career, but a win over Rufy would put him right back into the top 5, top 3 conversation of where he needs to be. And for Rufy, a win over Max would be a big, big win, and he would be talking about a title shot after that anyways. So this is a big fight, sick fight. And yeah, that's the fights to make next after 329, but now we're going to quickly go through the White House card. I'm just going to quickly fly through these. This matchup, I stole off Bedtime MMA. I didn't really know who to give Steve Garcia. But this is a fun fight. I love both of these guys. This would be a good matchup to test Steve's grappling, but I think he would probably beat Yusuf Zalal on the feet and defend the takedowns and stuff. I feel like Steve Garcia would win this. Next up, Diego versus Charles Oliveira. Diego's lost to Volk twice, who's the champion. He's beaten a lot of other guys. He's proven he's that guy. He weighed in, was it the White House? Yeah, at the White House he weighed in at featherweight, and then at lightweight he weighed in twice at the White House to be the backup. That is BMF stuff. This guy's always down to fight at whatever weight. It doesn't matter. He's always weighing in at multiple weight classes. When he fought Dan Ige took the fight on 6 hours, and Lopez took it. You know, he still also took that fight on 6 hours' notice. When he fought Brian Ortega, they had to change the weight class 3 different times in one night, and Lopez was okay with it every single time. I mean, he is a true BMF, and I feel like he should move up and fight Charles Oliveira. It would be a sick fight. And he's also hinting at it. He posted on his Instagram story saying, or just with question marks, I'm pretty sure, while watching Charles and Arman. So I think he's hinting that he wants to move up. He's hinting that he wants the BMF. I know Charles wants the title shot, which makes sense, but this fight would be a banger. And I think Diego would actually win. I think Diego would probably knock Charles out, but I don't know. Moving on, Bo Nickel versus Shara. This is a sick fight. I got Bo Nickel easily winning with the wrestling. I don't think Shara's that good at all, to be honest with you. And that's that. Derek Lewis, I don't think he should ever fight again. He's getting old, and he just always gives up. He doesn't really care. I don't even think he ever wants to fight again. But he didn't retire at the White House, which I feel like would have been a perfect place for him to retire. So if he didn't do that, he probably will have a fight. And I'm hoping it's someone like Walter Walker or something, but maybe it'll be a prospect like Mario Pinto or like Steven Asplund or someone lower like that. But I just don't think he should fight. I'm tired of seeing Derek Lewis fight weeks. Josh Hokett versus Alex Pereira. I know a lot of people are hating on this matchup. They don't want to see this matchup. I don't think Pereira would take this matchup either. But I mean, come on. This is the fight to make. This would be awesome. And I think Hokett could actually get it done with a big upset over Pereira. And Hokett would be like next in line for a title, which would be so funny. Excuse me, but yeah, that would be a great fight. Could be a big comeback for Pereira too, though. But I mean, Hokett proved his chin in that Curtis Blades fight. If you want to knock him out, you're gonna have to hit him really fucking hard. Amin Zahabi, I don't really care what you do with him. I really don't care what you do with him. I was gonna give him, I think, Mario Bautista, but that fight makes no sense. There was somebody I wanted to give him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care what you do with him. David Martinez, Davison Figueiredo, Peyton Tabit. Yeah, you can literally do whatever you want with Amin Zahabi. It doesn't really matter to me. Moving on, Sean O'Malley. I wanted to see him fight Corey. Now that Corey's coming off the loss, I don't think they're going to do that. And I'd rather see him fight for the belt against Petr Yan than fight Umar. So, this is the fight to make. O'Malley versus Petr Yan. It doesn't have to be before the Merab matchup, but it might be before the Merab matchup. I don't really care. If you do the Merab matchup first, you could risk like losing the Merab or the Petr Yan O'Malley rematch. So might as well just do this one first and then get Petr Yan versus Merab done. But yeah, this is a fun fight. It's a rematch, 5 rounds. I think Petr Yan would win because I love Petr Yan, but it would be a fun fight. And this is the fight to make, of course, Gane versus Aspinall. And Gane might win. He looked so good at the White House. And Aspinall hasn't had an actual fight in like 2 years now. It just sucks. It really sucks. I want Aspinall to win. If Gane wins this, the whole UFC is ruined. But we need Aspinall to win that fight. But this is the fight to make next. There's no other way around it. And finally, Gaethje versus Arman. Arman needs a title shot. He needs one. It's final. I know he's been waiting around. He's just been wrestling and doing a bunch of random shit, but like I don't know, there's no one for him to fight. Like there's the Charles rematch, but like he just did that. I know it's been a few years, but like he basically just did that. He just fought Dan Hooker. I don't know. I feel like he's proven himself. We all know he's the number 1 contender. I feel like he should just fight for the belt. Because him versus Islam would have been a banger, and we missed out on that. Him versus Ilya would have been a banger, and we missed out on that because we're just being petty. Him versus Gaethje, I feel like he dominates Gaethje, but I also felt like Ilya was going to beat Gaethje, and I felt like Paddy was going to beat Gaethje, so clearly it doesn't matter what I think. But this is the fight to make. Gaethje versus Arman. Sometime next year, probably. Gaethje said he's not coming back this year. But yeah, this would be a sick fight. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the matchups. I'm going to try and get the video out faster next week. Quick predictions for this week, or for tomorrow, I guess. I think Usman's going to beat Dricus. Or I don't know about that. I don't know. But I got Usman. I got CLD. I got Tommy McMillan. What are some other big names? I got JP beating Seokhyun Ko, because that's my boy. There's a few other good fights on the card. I can't really think of them, but yeah, those are like the main picks that I got. I really want Cannonier to get it done, but I don't think he will. And I'll see you guys next week with the matchmaking video. Hopefully I'll get it done a little bit faster next week. Goodbye.